Well, he never particularly liked that drink. He knew that it's good for him, and he tried it, and he was even growing wheatgrass, but he never would just go for it. And this moment, he dreamed about wheatgrass juice. He said, I suddenly felt like I could just drink like a big coffee mug of it. And the first thing he did when he was taken home, he sent Valya to the store. He said, take all our petty cash and go to the local health store and buy, like, here's a quarter jar, just as much as you could buy for that. And then he take all the pulp also. And when she brought it home, do you know what he did? He was squishing it in his mouth, and he said, oh, this is so sweet, this is so good. He drank it all, and he put it on his wand, and he just put all this pulp in there. The next thing he craved was sesame milk. Interesting that he didn't want anything else. He completely didn't want to eat. He just wanted to drink, and then he wanted to drink sesame milk. Valya was complaining to me. She said, he's been exploiting me. He made me to make him a pitcher of sesame milk every couple hours, and he was just drinking it like crazy. When I returned home in 2 days, I was horrified by the big ball he developed on his clavicle. And I thought, it's a tumor. And I took him to the doctor, to emergency. And it was the same doctor who took him in 2 days ago. And the doctor said, oh wow, what a miraculous healing is going on. There's a medical doctor said that. I said, what do you mean healing? Look at this, it's like an orange size. It's the size of an orange. He said, that's a natural cast that body creates. He says that usually it's the size of a tennis ball. It's a small ping pong ball. That's calcification. It happens temporarily, and after maybe 2-3 months, then it dissolves completely. That's how nature heals this casts, broken bones. Because there are some parts of our body we couldn't put cast on, so clavicle is one of them. And he said, I see that he developed such a big one in 2 days. He says, it's unbelievable. And then when he was just taken by emergency, they told him, by ambulance, they told him that he will have to wear braces for 6 months, that he will have to forget about snowboarding for this winter, he won't be able to take shower for like 4 to 6 weeks, he won't be able to move his arms for 12 weeks, and they told him he'll have to take painkillers. He didn't do any of that. In 4 weeks, he was swinging on a rope in Hawaii when we were doing our next class. In 4 weeks. So this cast, it was because he was craving calcium. Sesame milk has lots of calcium. The doctor also says that usually when people have broken bones, they lose teeth because the calcium is drawn from different bones to the sick part of the body where the healing is going on. And because he was craving wheatgrass juice and sesame milk for several days, he had plenty of calcium, and none of his bones suffered from leaking calcium. So isn't it wonderful? Wouldn't we all want to have that kind of health insurance? I want to remind you and emphasize that our body never makes mistakes. We've been programmed to believe that we have to manage our body, we have to order what to do, we have to take charge of the body. I don't believe so. I think body is miraculous. It has a very high intellect, and it has wisdom, and it never makes mistakes. If you don't believe me, let's make an example. I quickly run around and poke everybody in everybody's left eye with my finger, and we'll see which eyelid will blink, left or right. And we'll see if it could be possible. Can you imagine that I'll poke in the right eye and the left eye will blink? Can that be possible? No. The correct eyelid will blink without you even thinking about this. How does the body know? Can you answer that question? How does the body know? It knows everything it needs to know. We think that we have to do something to the body. We should respect it. It lived on this planet for so many millions of years. It knows everything the best. The only thing we could do is we could cooperate or we could go against it. Which one would you like? Which one would you choose? Do you want to cooperate with your body? So do it. Cooperate with your body. And when you feel tired, rest. When you feel sleepy, sleep. When you feel thirsty, drink. When you feel full, stop eating. When your body feels like walking and stretching, walk. When your feet are in pain from high heels, throw those high heels away, recycle them. And so on and so forth. Cooperate with your body. And try to figure out what your body likes, what it doesn't like. Does your body like makeup on your face? Does your body likes the eyeglasses? Does your body likes everything you do? Thomas Quackenbush, he made an experiment in Florida. He took 100 volunteers and he said 50 people took dark glasses on, 50 didn't, and he placed them on the shore, on the beach, and he was measuring what kind of a sunburn they will have. Those people who were wearing dark glasses had much more sunburn than those who didn't. And then he started to make research, and he found out that 99% of all the receptors that receive the information about the density of the sun located around eyes. So when we cover those receptors, we send an incorrect message to our brain saying, hey, there's a twilight, relax. And when we don't, then these receptors become active, and then they send the impulse to our hormonal system and say, hey, we need to do some protection from sunburn. Yet we all think we're so smart by putting dark glasses on. Then when we keep all those dark glasses on, we begin to lack vitamin D. Tom Quackenbush, in his book Relearning to See, he states that we absorb most of vitamin D by this part of our body. And if it's always covered with glasses, either clear glasses or dark glasses, because clear glasses also have UV protection in them, we begin to develop lack of vitamin D. What is the sign of lack of vitamin D? Is irritability by the sunshine. When you have to squint, that means you already lack vitamin D, roughly. And then when you squint, then you want to wear more dark glasses, and then you're trapped in a vicious circle. I remember how I was always irritated by bright light or snow or sunshine, and then I would always have lines here. And then now, when I learned this from Tom Quackenbush, I threw away all the dark glasses we had in my family, and I stopped wearing them no matter where I go. Whether I go to the equator or whether I go to the snow country, I don't wear dark glasses. And I don't have any more lines because I'm not irritated anymore by the sun. Now he also teaches about yawning, how important it is to yawn. He says when we're yawning, what happens is the bulb of the air goes up and it pushes on the pituitary gland and it squeezes some hormone with tears in our eyes that protects our vision. When we suppress the yawning, we make our vision poorer. Everything that body does, it does so perfect. We think we're so smart and we constantly interfere with the body. We don't let it be healthy. We don't let our body to have good vision, good hearing. The hearing. When we live in big city, the body adjusts to the noise and it becomes about 30% deaf from cars. Because cars are very noisy, but we don't notice how noisy they are because we have about 30% deafness when we live in a big city. If you ever spend 2 months in the woods and you will gain 100% hearing, and then you will come to the car. When we lived for 2 months on the trail, and then we needed to go to the post office to pick up one of our mail drops that we sent to ourselves on the trail with the supplies, we asked a man to give us a ride, and when he turned on the truck, all 4 of us started to run away from the truck with the yelling, and the man thought there's a bomb or something, and he started to run away. And then he said, what's wrong? And we said, your car is so loud. We've never heard such a loud car. And then later we were just laughing because our hearing restored, and this car was scary. It was so stressful. And then we also were now in 2 months of not driving.